a 100% complete true story from this guy named Al. Now, Al was a mechanical engineer. He got a job in Seattle, Washington. And so he moved his family outside of Tacoma. And he said they moved into this residential area that was tucked into the woods. And behind his house, he said there was like 1,000 acres of land. And he said his time living there, he had a series of strange things happen. It all started with the first thing was Al had forgotten his keys out in his car one night. And he gets ready to go outside. He yells for his dog to come with, except his dog was like scared, which was weird to Al because his dog followed him everywhere. So he's like, okay, whatever. He goes outside. Well, he said as he was walking to his car, he couldn't help but feel like someone was watching him from the woods. And he opens his car door and he starts looking for his phone. Well, he said he noticed that it was just quiet. There were no sounds at all. And he thought, that's kind of eerie. As he's searching for his phone, he starts to hear something moving behind him in the woods. It sounded like footsteps, like something was walking right behind him. So he hurries up to find his phone, and finally he gets it. He closes the door, and he said as he turned around, all of a sudden, this breeze started to kind of move through the yard. And he sees these leaves sort of moving, like almost like footsteps, and they're coming right towards him. This freaked him out. He runs inside. The second weird thing that happened to him is he was outside in his backyard doing some yard work when he said he started to hear this humming sound. And it was like, and it just kept getting louder and louder. And he could not figure out where it was coming from. The third thing that happened to him that was weird is he said him and his wife were sitting outside one night. They had a fire going, and they heard what sounded like thousands of birds squawking. And it was almost like they were flying right over them, but there wasn't a single bird in the sky. And he said that's when things started to get really terrifying. One day he happens to be in his backyard. He has a bunch of lawn clippings, and he decides to take them out into the backwoods to empty them. Well, he had been to this spot several times before, but when he gets there, he discovers someone has placed a 12-foot pole into the ground. And he's like, how in the world did this get out here? Like, there's no electrical wires, there's nothing going to it. Like, what is this pole here for? So he goes back to his house. He said, a couple weeks later after this, he's sitting inside with his wife, and this thunderstorm rolled in. They had the windows open, and they were listening to the rain hit the ground, when all of a sudden his wife jumps up, and she says, do you hear that? And I was like, hear what? What are you talking about? And she's like, you don't hear that. Like, it's a child's voice saying, help me, coming from outside. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't hear anything. And she's like, no, listen, there it is again. She's like, wait, that is our son. He's calling for help. Like, he needs our help. And Al's like, what are you talking about? Like, our son is asleep in bed. She's like, no, he needs our help. I'm going outside. She starts running for the front door. Al has to grab her and like wrestle with her to keep her from going outside. And then eventually he calms her down. A couple more weeks after this, right, his son does the same exact thing, except he says he hears his mother outside calling for help out in the woods. And he said, this just kept happening. And the last straw, he said, for him was him and his wife went out one night. They had a babysitter at the house. As they're returning and going down the street, he said on the side of his house, he sees this 9-foot tall, black-looking creature with solid red eyes that are glowing, standing next to the window, like it's trying to get inside the house. He said as they pulled into the driveway, this thing took off running into the woods. And he hurries up, he runs inside and like is like, is everything okay? Is everything all right? And the babysitter's like, thank goodness you got here. Like, your son is trying to run out the door because he said he thinks you're out in the woods and you need help. And so shortly after this, Al and his family move. And he said he got this feeling, whatever this was trying to draw his son and his wife out into the woods. And he said not even a couple months after they had moved, they found 2 bodies in those woods behind the house.